Hey there, and welcome to another episode of MTG with Luke G. I'm your host, Luke G, and this episode is a very special episode. Not only am I going to be covering the top 10 picks for competitive constructed play for all the cards in Dark Ascension, but I'm also going to be having a giveaway contest at the very end, and I'll explain more of that later. But for now, let's get into my top 10 picks. Alright, and at number 10 we have Lingering Souls. There's a number of reasons why I like this card, and very small amount of reasons that I don't like this card. I like it because it's in a popular deck. There's a deck that's called Lingering Souls that is getting more and more popular. It's not the most popular deck out there, but it also gives you some creatures early. 2 1/1 flyer spirit tokens are not bad on turn 3, and then on the very next turn you have 2 more because you can flash it back. And white black has become a really popular mana base right now. I do like this card. The only downside I can see on it though is that it is a sorcery. I would love for this card to be an instant. It would be higher up in the list if it was an instant, and I think you would see it played more often because you have a lot of combat tricks. But on turn 4, having 4 1/1 flyers is not too bad either. And at number 9 we have a tie, which goes to both these cards. Pretty much what I do is I start with a huge base of cards, 30-40 cards that I pick are the top cards that I see, and then I narrow it down to 10. And these two guys were kind of equal in my opinion, and I'm going to tell you why. They're both really decent early beats. They both keep coming back, which is great. One of them can't block, which is the Gravecrawler, but as long as you can control a zombie, you can keep playing him from your graveyard. Another guy has Undying, which is a really huge ability. The messenger coming into play tapped isn't as big of a problem as you would think, because when he does come into play your opponent loses 2 life, and he is 3 for a 3/2. One reason why these guys are only in 9th place is because they're in a deck called Zombie Deck, and there is a black-red zombie deck going on right now. It's not very popular, and a lot of these picks that I'm picking are based off of popularity on how they are affecting the metagame, and these 2 cards aren't affecting the metagame as strong as a lot of other cards are, but they are affecting it nonetheless. It's very tough for a tribal deck like zombies to actually do really well. There's only been very few decks that have been tribal decks that have done really well, like Wizards did well for a while. Spirits you see now are doing pretty decent with the Haunted Humans and more of that. And then also Elves from back in the day has always done really well. As you notice in these videos, as you can see the numbers below them, those are the dollar amounts. Those are how much they are worth. If you were going to purchase them, if you were going to trade them, that is the value. I went ahead and put the value of each card on here for you throughout the video so that if you have these cards in your tradings, that way you don't get ripped off. And if you sell it into a store, remember you're going to get half value. So these cards would be worth $5 in trade at a store, or they'd give you $5 cash depending on the store you go to. And at number 8 we have a 3-way tie. I picked these guys as a tie just because they all cost 3 mana, they all 2/2s, they all have some kind of ability, plus giving their other tribal counterparts 1/1. The 2 that stand out the most to me are both the captains at the top. They're both used in semi-popular decks, but as far as my favorite pick of the 3, probably goes to the Drugskull Captain, which is the white-blue one, because I feel like white-blue is a very powerful color combination. It's getting more and more powerful in Constructed. It's always been very powerful in Limited, but in Constructed I feel like it's getting better, and with one more set to go in this block, I think that we're going to see white-blue get even stronger, and this card's going to be more and more popular. So pick them up now because I see them getting better. In number 7 we have a card that's only worth 75 cents, and it's a common, but it's called Tragic Slip. It costs 1. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, which in my opinion is better than doing 1 damage to a creature, because that damage is going to go away at the end of the phase, whereas -1/-1 lasts until the end of turn. Then also, if another creature had died this turn, so say you have 2 of these, and the guy has a 1/1 spirit token in play, and he has an 8/8 flying demon creature in play, let's just say. You have 2 of these, and for 2 mana, you kill his 1/1, and then a creature died this turn, and you kill his 8/8. So for 2 mana at instant speed, you killed 2 creatures, and one of them being a huge threat. This card's very good. I think there should be 4 of this in any deck that's a control deck, and blue-black control is looking really popular right now, and it's just getting more and more popular. Control hasn't really been huge lately, but I feel like this card is helping control and pushing it a little bit better to become a tier 1 deck that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And at number 6 we have Thought Score. Once again, we have another 1 mana cost card that's an instant. It reminds me a lot of Ponder. It only costs 25 cents. Can't really see these things going more of a value of $1, but they are very good, and like I said, blue-black control is getting more and more popular. Not only can you take cards off the top of your deck and put them into your graveyard to reanimate them or flash them back or something like that, but you can also do it to your opponent if that's something that would hurt him. You take some cards off the top of his deck, plus you get to draw a card for 1 mana cost, and it's an instant. You always have to have your draw cards, especially when you're playing in control. You need to have your draw abilities to filter out your deck to get to your counters faster, to get to your kill creature effects faster. And we have 3 more at number 5 here. These lands, they don't come in as a tie, but I wanted to talk about each one because I feel like if I talk about one, I should talk about the other, because the lands in this set have been pretty decent. The first one there, the Grim Backwoods. Now it has an ability to sacrifice a creature and draw a card. Now that obviously is a good ability, especially for a land. You could sacrifice a 1/1 or a zombie that's going to come back or whatever that's going on in the set. They have a lot of that reanimation in this set. The problem with this card is that it's green-black. If this was green-blue, you would see this card being used a lot more and the value would be a lot higher. The fact that it's green-black, there's just really no room for those colors in this set. And I think the reason they didn't make it green-blue is because it probably would have been or black-blue. It would have made it too strong. The next card, Volt of the Archangel. Now this is a lot better. White-black is a very popular color combination, plus it makes all your creatures pretty much just turn into suicide bombers that gain you life pretty much. And that's why this is the most expensive of the 3, and probably the best land in the set. But coming in at a close second would be Evolving Wilds. We've seen this card being used throughout the years. Filter cards that go look for a basic land, put it into play tapped. Some of the rare ones back in the day would bring them into play not tapped, but this one is a common for 50 cents. Can be used in any deck, doesn't matter what deck, and that's why this one landed in the number 5 position, because it can be used in any deck. It's very versatile and it filters your deck, so why not use it? Now number 4 we have Dungeon Geese. And looking through over the set, this guy for some reason just got past me many times when I was looking over the set. And I think that it's a really good card. Yeah, it only costs $5.99 or $6, but look at it. It's a 4 for a 3/3 flyer, which is not bad to begin with, but in constructed, especially in a top 10 list, we're looking for something that does a little bit more. When it enters the battlefield, you can tap a creature an opponent controls. The creature doesn't untap during the controller's untap step for as long as you control Dungeon Geese. So it pretty much makes it so that, okay, I'm going to tap your threat card, I get a creature for 4 mana, I get a 3/3 flyer, plus I pretty much eliminate one of his guys. And yes, he does get the creature back when this goes away, but we've seen cards like Faceless Butcher do this for years, and more cards like that. That makes this mechanic really good. I see this guy $5.99 right now. The most I could see him getting up to would probably be about $10, almost double the price, because there is still one more set to come in this block. It is a minor downside that when he leaves play, it untaps the creature, but leaving that creature tapped in many situations could save your butt, give you a 3/3 flyer to win the game for you. This card you've been seeing is a Spirit, and Spirit is becoming more and more popular, and I feel like blue and white, like I said earlier in the video, are going to get more and more popular throughout these sets. So just look for this guy to get even better, and he's already in some pretty popular decks right now. Coming in at 3rd is the most expensive card in the set. Yes, I'm talking about Soarin, Lord of Innistrad. You're thinking to yourself, wow, with the name Lord of Innistrad, wouldn't he be the best card in the set? Hear me out on this. I want you to really see my point of view. Do I think he's a great card? Yes, he is. That's why he's in 3rd place. but I definitely think that you should hear me out on this. Some upsides to him: he's a planeswalker that protects himself, he makes tokens, he only costs 4 mana, and he got better than the last time he was printed. I was kind of sad the way he was last time, because he's a pretty cool character in the lore story and everything like that. He's also used in black-white tokens. Black-white tokens is becoming more and more popular. It was really popular for a while and it's kind of died down a little bit. As far as Soarin's impact on the metagame, I don't think he's had such a big impact on the metagame as some other cards have from this set. Do I think that he should be worth $34? I think he should, just for the fact that he's a planeswalker. He is a good card. I'm not too crazy about his ultimate at the bottom there, the -6, destroy other planeswalkers and such. Because if you're really worrying about other planeswalkers and you're playing this guy, maybe you should be playing those other planeswalkers. As far as white-black goes, I love those colors, especially in this set. I feel like white-black's getting better. I feel like this guy is going to get better, so you should buy him. Yes, he definitely is one of the best cards. You should definitely buy him, and I feel like he's going to get better in the next set coming up because he is Lord of Innistrad. I feel like white-black is really going to show its true colors in the next set, and that's why I think he's one of the best guys in this set. The next card here is Stalia, a Garden of Drabin, I guess it's called, and it only costs $4, and it comes in the number 2 spot, which you're probably pretty shocked right now. I like this card a little bit more than Soarin, just because I feel like he can be used in more decks than just one. Soarin can only be used in one deck, which is the white-black deck that pretty much is revolved around him, whereas this card can be thrown into anything that has white. It could be in a weenie deck, it could be in the Haunted Humans deck, and everything, which it is. It's 2 for a 2/1 with first strike, which is good, but then his next ability, non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, makes this card really, really good. Usually you only see something like that on a sideboard card, but the fact that this is a main deck card makes this card so powerful. Yes, the only downside is he is a legendary, but you still run 4 of these in your deck because you want to draw these as soon as possible, and it'd be great to get this guy out on turn 2 because any kind of control deck is going to have to leave a lot more mana open because to counter your spells or to kill your creatures, and that puts a lot more pressure on them. This card would be absolutely broken if it wasn't legendary. You have to think of that because then you could have 4 of these guys in play, and for someone to counter your card that you play, they're going to have to spend 6-7 mana to counter your creature, and that's a little ridiculous. Blue-black control is getting really popular right now in the pro scene, so that's why this guy helps shut that down a little bit and helps his decks out very, very much. And I don't think it's any surprise here. I know the only card that's left that everybody's thinking is, where is this card? Number 1 slot goes to Huntmaster of the Fells. I've reviewed this guy in Limited. He does a lot of great things in Limited. In Constructed, he does a lot of great things as well. Just read all of those awesome abilities. Ramp decks are getting more and more popular. They have been popular for the longest time now, and this guy just adds to that. He gets in there. It's great to play this guy on like turn 3 because you have your ramp out. So say you turn 1, you put your Llanowar Elf or whatever your ramp is, and then on turn 3 you can put this guy into play, flip him around, do some damage, make some tokens, 4/4 Trampler. It's just a great addition. It is one of the most expensive cards in the set for the right reason. I particularly don't really like flip cards that much, but this is probably the only flip card that I like out of all of these cards that have been made in the past 2 sets. That's why this guy takes number 1, because he's a very, very strong card, and I can't see him being bad in any situation. And it's something that people have to deal with as soon as you put it on the table, because when that thing flips over, or even when it doesn't flip over, it does some great things too by making tokens and such. That's why this guy's number 1. But all of this is up for discussion. Give me your opinions. Tell me what you think are the best cards in the set, why you think they're the best, and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. I'm going to get on to the next contest in just a second. And here we are, we're at the contest. The contest is talking about the 500 subscribers that I have gotten, which is great. Right now I think I'm like at 516 or something like that. I've been building subscribers really fast in the past 4 months. We've come a long way, And to celebrate this, I'm going to do a special episode here. I want everybody to watch these videos. At the same time, I want to give all those people that have been supporting me throughout this a prize and a chance to really shine. What I'm going to do is all you have to do is like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. You have to be subscribed. That's very important, but commenting down there, I will pick you from the comments, and like and favorite, so that way you can spread the word. You do need to do all 4 of those things. And if you're here for my Magic the Gathering segments, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 10 random rare or mythics out of my pile of cards. And then you're also going to get a DCI foil Friday Night Magic card as well. And I'll be sending those out as soon as possible after I pick a winner. If you're here for Magic the Gathering, or if you're not here for Magic the Gathering but you're here for World of Warcraft, you will win 10,000 gold. All you have to do is create a character on my server. Maybe you're on my server already. My server is Maelstrom. And if you feel like playing on my server, I'll get you started with 10,000 gold, and you can message me anytime in game to ask tips and tricks and everything. Maybe I can run you through some instances, stuff like that. But I just want to help out my viewers as much as possible because you guys have helped me get to this position. And I make these videos for you guys. I want to get my voice out there. At the same time, I want to help people get better at the game and everything. Next Monday, I am bringing back Magic Mondays. I took it away for a little bit because Worlds had finished and there wasn't any pro play going on or anything. But this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about the big tournaments that just happened. I'm going to go over the decks that they played, tell you why those decks are really good and why you should be using those decks and what metagames they're only good in and such information like that. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I worked really long and hard on it. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment down there saying anything, saying just how much you support the show, any kind of tips or criticism you have on the show, anything you want at all. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.